Merhaba arkadaşlar, bugün sizinle Slay the Prenses konuşamadım. Slay the Prenses oynayacağız. Evet, yok, hadi başlayalım. New game diyelim. Chapter 1. Kahraman ve Prenses diyor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Diyor ki ağaçların arasında bir yoldasın. Evet ama ve bu yolun sonunda bir kulübe, kabin, her ne boksa kabin gibi bir şey var ve o kulübenin bodrumunda bir prenses var diyor.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Onu öldürmek için buradasın. O oyunun adından belli. Yapmazsan dünyanın sonu gelecek diyor kardeşimiz. Burada çok bir soru sormayacağım.
You make your way up the shore. A warning before you go any further.
Bir uyarı diyor.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
O prenses yalan söyleyecek, hile yapacak. Onun dediğine hiçbir şekilde inanma diyor. Yani onu öldürmekten kaçınma.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
O bir prenses, onu onu kurtarmamız gerekiyor. Öldürmemiz değil diyor kahramanın sesi.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Onu boş ver. O ne konuştuğu hakkında hiçbir fikri yok diyor. Brought into the cabin. Evet, 30 metre uzakta
The
içeri
interior of the
girdik.
cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Ya oğlum konuşma. Kabinde neredeyse boştu. Bir masa ve masanın üstüne bir blade, bıçak vardı. Ve bir kapı. Burada kapı var.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Bunu doğru yapmak istiyorsan bıçağa ihtiyacın olacak diyor.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the zaten başka bir şey yok. Alt
The
yazı
door to the
ekleyeceğim bu
basement
arada.
creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Tehditkar bir sesi var diyor.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Seni manipüle etmeye çalışıyor diyor Voice of the Hero.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Zincirli bir şekilde basement'ın bodrumun duvarına zincirli bir şekilde prensesi gördün. Prenses senin gözlerinin içine bakıyor. Öyle bir şey işte. Ben alt yazı eklerim.
She's so coldly beautiful.
O çok güzel.
Is she really a threat to the world?
O dünya için bir tehdit mi?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Oğlum yüze bak.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steal your...
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can... I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Ya oğlum her zaferinden tıklamam mı gerekiyor?
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
İnsanları senin kurtarırsam dünyanın sonu geleceğini söylüyorlar falan filan. Öf. Dedim.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous? They haven't told you anything, have they? At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Kör güven. Kör güven ne lan?
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics, no matter how.
Adını sormam. Ya adı ne?
You can't. Don't bother.
Boş yapma narrator.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Bıçağın keskin tarafına doğru gitti gözleri diyor.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's
Oh, have you decided what...
You know.
Saved.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
Yo, şaka yapmıyorum.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Bir elimi kaybetsem bir şey olmaz diyorsunuz.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. You attempt to make someone else here. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Dışarıdan kilitlemişler.
You're here.
Yok kardeşim, ben öldürmem onu. Seni dinlemeyeceğim hiçbir şekilde.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so easier for her, easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Kardeşim madem kilitleyebiliyorsun da niye Prenses'i zincirledin ha o zaman? Kapıyı açamayacaksak zaten. Burada biz kimiz lan? Biz ben hiçbir şey anlamadım. Biz kimiz?
The knife. Pick it up and cut.
You won't like what...
Dinlemeyeceğimi söyledim. Hayır. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place
Gözlere
the
bak.
blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Oğlum bıçak bu kadar keskin mi lan? Direkt
You
kesildi.
cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long you're able to crack through bone and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Oğlum hiç mi bir şey hissetmiyorsun lan? Acı hissi mi yok senin? Ola bak.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Prenses ne yapabilir ki?
How is she
fazla?
so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Ağzı bile oynamıyor ya. Bir ağzını keseyim mi kanka? Birleşik mi? Hello Kitty misin sen? Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
Boş yapma.
I just can't let her escape into the world.
Boş yapma.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the
Oğlum
blade.
da biraz önce kurtardım. Bak kesin bu bir şey yapıyor ha.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do
Bak.
that.
Narratörün yaptığını kahramanın sesi de söylüyor.
Watch me.
Watch me. Şerefsiz. Slay the princess. Slay. Yani slay'li
Stop
diyeceğim.
that.
Boş yapma.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am...
Seni buradan cana çıkarmaya çalışıyorum diyor ama kardeşim hayır.
The blade. Move the blade.
Hayır.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Gözündeki konflikti görebiliyorum da ne olduğunu bilmiyorum konflikti.
I'll make this quick.
Bunu hızlı yapacağım.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Elindeki bıçağı aldı. Oğlum bıçakta biraz önce kan vardı. Nereye gitti?
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Seni başka bir hayatta görelim diyor.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Titizlikle kasap gibi boğazımı kesti biraz önce.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Diyor ki hiç surat ifadesi bile değmedi Boynundan akan kanı görürken surat ifadesi bile değişmedi harbiden.
This is the end, isn't it?
Ha, galiba.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Evet, korkarım öyle. Her şey karanlığa bürünüyor ve ölüyorsun. Chapter 2 Bölüm 2 The Prisoner Tutsak.
You're on a path in the woods,
Buraları geçeceğim.
and you're here.
Buraları geçeceğim. Zaten biraz önce aynı şeyleri söyledim.
She will lie. Yeah. Did you just say wink out loud?
Aa dur bir saniye, bir öncekine gelebilir miyiz? Skeptik galiba.
No, I didn't. Wink.
Skeptik, şüphe. Şüphe mi oluyor galiba? Galiba aynen şüpheli ses.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
O palyaçoyu boş ver ve prensese odaklan.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Oğlum bu ne lan? Burada bir ayna var. Oğlum daha biraz önce tahta bir evdi burası. Kale olmuş burası, zindan olmuş.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor. The blade is...
Blade'i bir alayım ben.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea.
Şurada bir mirror. Dur.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? There isn't a mirror. There's a
Tabii,
table,
mirror,
the
ayna
blades.
yok diyor.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Evet.
This really isn't funny.
Ne wipe the mirror please.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
What the hell? Oğlum ayna vardı, ayna yok oldu.
But it was there a second ago.
O bir saniye önce buradaydı.
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Company ne alaka?
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first?
Biz ilk değil miyiz?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Oğlum. Şöyle iki eli de bağlı. Ne yapacak oğlum? Bir de boynunu da bağlı. Ne yapacak? Boynunu mu kesecek bu geri zekalı?
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll... Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something...
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Bıçağı kalbime saplamadan önce biraz konuşalım diyor. Sit with her diyeceğim.
You step towards the princess,
Oğlum
but
değişmiş
she
lan,
stops
saçı
you before you
değişmiş.
get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
El sallıyor resmen.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this
Bunun
out.
eli nasıl geri geldi?
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she
Lan.
stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut. The metal chains constrict around.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we
geri
have trusted
alamıyor
her
muyuz?
if the wrong...
Şunu alamıyor muyuz ya? Üf. Load desek yok ki.
I don't know. How many times?
Bir seçim gelsin. Drop it. Öldüm mü?
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick.
Bu niye bulanık?
Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
Şüpheli bakıyor şu an.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
Geri zekalı boynunu kesiyor.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing?
Acaba ne?
She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
Fuck.
No. Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage.
Oğlum
At last she
çok
reaches
rahatsız
bone,
edici.
the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that? Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you, dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Acaba Allah
Are you
Allah.
sure she's not? Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased.
Gözlerimi hareket etti dedi. Galiba etti olabilir. Tabii ki hayır. O öldü falan
I
değil mi?
hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please?
Bundan nefret ediyorum. Lütfen şimdi buradan çıkabilir miyiz? Lütfen.
Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Bu kesin bir boklar yapacak ha. Bu narratör bir boklar yapacak kesin.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
Onu kafasını bizimle almalıyız. Olabilir.
No, you shouldn't do that. I can think of lots of reasons. You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a... Even after all, I'm just eager to put this... I'm just keeping myself shut. I am. I'm on...
Take the princess with you.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin. Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
Harbiden hareket etti. Ben onu yavaşlatarak geri koyarım.
She didn't. She's dead.
Ya kanka. Hem gözün yok. Gözüne gözlük.
But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Ondan.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
Lan. Ölmedi mi bu? Gözü hareket etti zaten. Nasıl ölsün?
This This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already over? Is he gone?
Oğlum bu dünyanın sonu değil, bu Narrator'un sonudur la belki.
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Belki de dünyanın sonu değil de onun sonudur. Narrator'un da diyor galiba.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Düşündüğümden daha soğukmuş diyor. Lan elimizi mi kaptı o yoksa bana mı öyle geldi? Onu eller aldı falan, geri çekmek için
She's gone.
olmadı.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
O gitti. Nereye gitti? Onu bulmaya mı çalışacağız diyor.
And there's that mirror again. Why is
Oradaki,
it here? Why now?
oradaki mirror, oradaki yine oradaki ayna. Neden burada? Neden şimdi? Aynaya
I'm
bak.
begging you, don't do this.
Niye? You approach the mirror. Allah Allah.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Son söyleyişin. Bu doğru hissettirmiyor. Bu farklı hissettiriyor.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me.
Boş yapma sen be. Gaze into your reflection. It's you. O sensin. Allah Allah. Burada yalnız kaldın. Burası sessiz. Walked into the cabin. Hangi kabin oğlum? Her yer tahta gibi. Karmaşık gibi. Approach. O ne lan? Ha,
Something
elmiş.
finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Biri uzun sessizlikte buldu ve bana damar, vessel'ın Türkçesi, tam Türkçesini bilmiyorum ama o damar oluyor galiba. Damarın hediyesini getirdi diyor galiba, öyle bir şey. What are you, sen nesin? Ne olduğunu anlıyoruz yani. Bir insan, kafası kopuk.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own.
Bunu anlamaya çalıştım bir anda. Boş.
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not.
Prensesten
She will
bahsediyor
make for a
galiba.
clever heart.
Şey diyor. Ah, o kalbin bir parçası olacak diyor galiba.
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Artık korumaya ihtiyacı yok onun diyor. Prenses.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight.
Are you the princess? Sen
She
prenses misin?
is part of me, and part of me is her.
O benim parçam, ben de onun parçasıyım diyor.
You speak in circles, Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives,
Bana
so
daha
that I
fazla
may be whole,
perspektif getir diyor.
and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Acaba kaç tane perspektif getireceğiz? Ne yapayım? Okay, make me forget
She
diyeyim.
asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Her şey karanlığa bürünüyor ve ölüyorsun. Chapter 3 galiba bu aslında ama Chapter 1 olarak gözüküyor.
You're on a path. You're here.
Geç. Geç bu kısımları. Buraları
You make your
biliyorsunuz.
way up the short path. A warning. She will lie. We're not gonna go. Ignore
Uyanıyorsun,
him.
gidiyorsun. Bla bla bla. Broke into the cabin. Aynı şeyler oluyor aslında bir nevi.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Bu
The
sefer
only
bıçağı almadan
furniture of
gireceğim.
note is a plain wooden. The blade is your.
Bu sefer almayacağım.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slay her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Oğlum daha az tetkik. Oğlum dokunsam kırılacakmış gibi sesi geliyor lan.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist,
Dokunsam kırılacakmış
binding
gibi
her to
geliyor.
the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
O çok güzel diyor. Bu nasıl birine tehdit, bu kız nasıl birine tehdit olabilir?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Ne bileyim ben.
Okay.
You're only making this more difficult.
Bu Japon narratörcüm ya, sana hiçbir zaman güvenmeyeceğim.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Ya boş yapma.
You're doing the right thing.
Evet, doğru şeyi yapıyorum.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Ne yapayım oğlum, nereden bulayım Kay?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Olabilir.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yani her seferinde kesmek mi zorundayız aga?
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Kimin için kolay?
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Onlar onlar değil de onlar kim? Ayrıca ne dediğini anlayamadım. Kapı vurma seslerini duydum. Onlar seni de buraya kilitlediler. Değil mi?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
O sesi değişti lan.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Fuck. Oğlum bıçağı da almadım. Bıçak adam eliyle koparıyor lan. Oha.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Bir metalin sesi. Duydun. Metal sesi duyuyordun arkandan diye.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Saldırmanın tam zamanı diyor.
Or we could use it to free her.
Evet.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Boş yapma canım. Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Oğlum elin kesilse hiç mi bağırmazsın lan?
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too... As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward
Hayır,
and
yapma.
raises the blade.
Allah cezanı vermesin narratörü. Yapmış.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Bunu yapamazsın.
Watch me.
Watch me. Biz beni.
What are you doing?
Slay the princess. Slay. Var mı her? Var mı? Başka bir şey yok zaten.
Stop that.
Hayır.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Oğlum ben yapmıyorum ki.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Boş yapma narratör. Slay. Bak save yazıyordur. Slay. Desist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Hayır.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
İkimiz de bunun sen olmadığını biliyoruz.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Senin ellerinden, donmuş elinden bıçağı alıyor. Sen ne yapıyorsun?
I'm
Geri
sorry.
zekalı diyor.
I'll try to be quick.
Hızlı olmaya çalışıyorum diyor.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Fuck. Yüze bak. Ben bunun sesini alacağım. Bir de boşver.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Çok özür dilerim.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade in.
I'm sorry.
Biraz önce 3 kere beni mi bıçakladı o?
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Bıçak kullanmayı bilmiyor, değil mi?
Apparently not.
Bunu mu
So it
düşünme
doesn't
zamanı
matter how
ölüyorsun.
sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still.
I'm so sorry.
Ağlıyor.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened.
Ağlıyor
The two
lan.
of you made your choice. It's over.
Ne kanka bu her böyle şeydi sonunda damarda diyeyim ben. Damarda böyle bir ses gelecek galiba. Az önce de skeptik sesi geldi ya. Bu sefer galiba aşık olmuşun sesi falan gelecek ya da ağlayan ses.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Her şey yapılıyor. Her şey goes dark. Her şey kararıyor ve ölüyorsun. Bunu bölüm yapsak lan.
You're on a path
Bugün 3
in
bölüm
the
oynadık.
woods, and at the end of that,
Save. Birinci slota attık şunu. 43 dakika olmuş. Oha. Arkadaşlar bugünkü videomuzun sonuna gelelim. Bugün Slay the Prenses oynadık. Bir sonraki bölümün gelmesi için bir like atın. 5 like falan atın işte. Bugünkü videomuzun sonuna gelelim. Abone olmayı, like atmayı unutmayın. Görüşürüz.